everybody, I'm Nancy G. Baker. I'm in my kitchen and I have a lot of stuff behind me. I want to help you if you are someone navigating through trying to eat healthier. You probably know the things you should avoid. You probably know the things you should include. Fruits and vegetables, nobody tells a vegan, don't eat that way, it's not healthy. The part that I think was hard for me was figuring out what to substitute. We need sweeteners and sugars. We need flour and milk, but what do we use? Now, when I first was navigating through this, some things were very expensive. So I wanted to show you what I have now and kind of tell you the order I would recommend you get them in so that you're not spending a lot of money up front. You're just getting things as you go along. Almond flour is what I'd say, get this and you can replace your regular flour 1-to-1. I have coconut flour. Now, I haven't really figured out when to use this. There are recipes that call for it. I do know it absorbs more water. So if you substitute this for regular flour, you're going to have to put more liquid in it. I'm just not sure. This you could wait, but there may be recipes that call for it, and you can figure out how to work around that. Another one I use is tapioca flour. Now, I don't use it very often. This I almost use as a thickener, like you would use cornstarch. Now, arrowroot powder, this is supposed to be like cornstarch. This somebody gave me. These two, I wouldn't even worry about buying. I do use this in my fruit cobbler. Okay, let's talk about sweeteners. I do have stevia here. This is probably the least expensive. It doesn't quite taste like sugar, but you can get this. It's a good substitute. It does not spike your insulin level like sugar does. Coconut sugar. I use this in place of brown sugar. I also use it to sweeten a lot of things instead of regular sugar. It is a little bit sweeter and it will spike your insulin level. So that's something you have to be careful about. 2 liquid sweeteners, honey and maple syrup. Now these can get expensive. I try to use honey as it's a little less expensive than maple syrup. Both of these will spike your insulin, but they are natural. All this stuff that I'm saying it'll spike your insulin level, they are natural ingredients that your body knows how to digest. This is something I discovered recently. I was looking at ice cream recipes you make with bananas, and this really does have enough punch that you really don't taste the other stuff. It really is a great sweetener, but they are expensive. I believe this was maybe $5-6, and that was a good price. So these get expensive. Stick with the other stuff if you can, but it's a good sweetener. I also want to talk about cacao as we're talking about replacing things. Cocoa is not necessarily bad for you, the cocoa bean. Now, cocoa is very processed and the cacao is not as processed. That's why you want to go with cacao. The cost is about the same. I buy a big bag and it lasts a long time. So invest in some cacao instead of cocoa, and that's another good replacement to make. Let's talk about milk. Now, I may do a video just about milk, but the milk we usually buy, the homogenized with the vitamin D and calcium, it's not something we were designed to break down. Our body doesn't know how to break it down. If you think about it, we're the only animal that continues to ingest milk after we've been weaned. And we were never designed to be able to digest a cow's milk. So it's one of those things where get away from that, and nut milk is usually what I go for. I would say almond milk is the one you can use in smoothies. I've gotten used to drinking this when I do want milk. And coconut milk is another one. I buy it in the can because I don't go through that much milk. I actually get my calcium from seeds. So this is really just about having milk. And there's some recipes that call for this, but most of the time I will use almond milk and that's fine. I mentioned getting calcium from seeds. So I want to show you chia seeds right here. And I also have hemp seeds. They have a lot of good nutrients. I have a separate video just for seeds, but if you are not using seeds right now, these and flax, those are the 3 that I really recommend you look at and buy something and include it in your diet because it's going to help your health. The last thing I want to talk about is oils. I've got olive oil here, and it's supposed to be good for you. Now, what I will say about oil is it's still oil. So it may be good for you, but I have one person I follow. She's vegan, and she makes a lot of sense when she says some of these vegetables, instead of sauteing them in oil, she sautés them in water. So she's saving it for when she really needs oil. It's a great tip. There's all kinds of oils, avocado, different ones. I use that one, and I use coconut oil. Now, don't judge me on this one. This was a buy two get one free at Big Lots, I believe. So it was really a good price. But the ingredients in here, it was just coconut oil. So I said, all right, I'm going to go for it. So those are the things I would say you might want to replace. If you have any questions or you want more information on a particular topic, make sure you make a comment below. And as always, thanks for watching.